Good morning. Welcome to NewsWare's Trade Talk for Monday, July 6th. Let's get into the action. Take a look at the S&Ps, which are trading higher. We're up 0.49%, about 0.5% this morning. It's still relatively quiet, but we are showing some positive momentum. Even in the tech stocks, we're seeing them stabilize and we're showing some gains there, so that's positive. President Trump, he's going to be heading to Turkey today. He's going to be attending that NATO summit that starts tomorrow. He's scheduled to meet with a host of European leaders. Keep an eye on defense stocks tomorrow. Oil prices, they are lower, ticking lower this morning. Cargo vessels continue to transit the Strait of Hormuz without any disruption. In addition, you get some OPEC news. Tech sector, starting to turn positive, and there is that raise summit that starts in Paris this week. That could be something. A lot of the big name tech firms are scheduled to speak. On the economic calendar today, we get the ISM PMI index for June. Estimates are looking for a 54.2 reading, slightly less than the May figure. What do we got in corporate news? Listen, SpaceX is going to be joining the NASDAQ 100 tomorrow. HIMSS, H-I-M-S, it's gaining momentum this morning because the FDA is expected to take a more supportive stance towards peptide-based therapies. That's something to keep an eye on. On the earnings front, this week, we got Levi Strauss, we got Delta Airlines, we got PepsiCo, all scheduled to release this week. Then we're turning our attention over to Europe. And Europe was green, and now it's red. It has since turned a little lower. The DAX is off by 16 points, or 0.06%. What can I say? The factory orders did increase 1.9% month over month in May. That's positive. Because remember, in April it was a 3.2% decline, so the May data was actually positive. But it is showing a little weakness. The FTSE's off 42 points, or 0.4%. Although travel stocks aren't doing too bad. We got the CAC in Paris, essentially flat. It's down 0.03%. There is some momentum in luxury names, though. In Asia overnight, pretty quiet session. I mean, the Nikkei was down 0.01%, or 6 points. We saw gains in industrials and consumer stocks, but there was weakness in tech. But tech was higher in Hong Kong. The Hang Seng actually finished higher by 1.14%, or 266 points. China, lost 2 points, or 0.06%. AI sentiment was a little weak there. Then we're looking over at oil, and oil is, it's ticking lower. You got WTI at $68.60. You got Brent at $72.01. Down about 0.14%. OPEC had that meeting yesterday where they agreed to increase oil production quotas by 188,000 barrels per day beginning in August. They still need to get the production back online, but it's happening. So oil prices are seeing some weakness again this morning. Now we're turning our attention over to earnings, and really there's no earnings to talk about this morning, but Levi Strauss, Delta Airlines, and PepsiCo are all scheduled for this week. In terms of economic reports at 10 a.m., we get the ISM Services Index. The key thing for this week really will be the Fed meeting minutes on Wednesday. And also, Chairman Walsh is expected to make an announcement of the members of his policy task force sometime this week. He mentioned that yesterday at the ECB meeting, last week at the ECB meeting. Okay, now we're turning over to our news. It's in the tape this morning. Apple suppliers plan to ship less than 1 million iPhone Fold units in the third quarter of 2026, which may push the start date of these device pre-orders to Q4. Meta, Zuckerberg said that the AI agent systems have not advanced as quickly as originally anticipated. JP Morgan feels that on Tesla, they feel that the acceleration in legacy auto sales is coinciding with the developments of the robo-taxi, which will be positive for both segments. In terms of Dow Jones 30 news, Boeing plans to begin operations of a fourth 737 MAX assembly line at a factory in Washington. That's positive because if they get that online, they're going to start making those 737 numbers. NVIDIA, Bank of America sees semiconductor pullback as healthy reset before a rally. Merger news, Novartis, NVS, they're buying out privately held Matrix Bio, over $1 billion that transaction. Okay, let's move on and let's talk about our pick of the day. And, for today I'm going to go with Alibaba, ticker BABA. The fact of the matter is that a federal judge blocked the Pentagon's attempt to place the firm on its blacklist. That's positive for the stock. And, it is weak. It's under 100. And, the fact is that on Thursday, there were 2 calls for every 1 put. So that's positive. And major brokers remain overweight on the stock. I'd like to see that. But for me, I want to get in, 97.15. That's my entry point, $97.15, somewhere around there. But that's my pick of the day, Alibaba, ticker BABA. Okay, let's move on. Let's talk about the news hitting the tape in the last 15 minutes or so, see if we see anything hot. UAE crude oil output rises to near record 3.8 million barrels per day in June, according to a report that's out there this month. Broadcom, they announced a partnership with Apple. Stock's up because of it. Broadcom's going to develop and supply a wide range of custom ASIC silicon products for Apple. Let's see what else we got here. Uber pauses food delivery and its expansion as it looks to pursue Delivery Hero deal. SK Hynix launches a $28 billion U.S. listing. StubHub, STUB, they're trading lower this morning. The Texas Attorney General has launched an investigation over World Cup ticket issues. Not just pricing, but, tickets that they have up there become unavailable. They're right to do that. Micron breaks ground on an expansion of its Western Japan factory. Tesla announces robo-taxi service now available in Miami. Yeah, it's positive. That's all I'm seeing this morning. So now we're going to talk about Thursday's pick of the day because there's no trading on Friday, which was Alcoa. The stock opened up $48.67. $48.67. Then it rallied up to $50.73 before closing down lower. But the 1% was definitely there on Friday. Alcoa, ticker AA, was a winner. I'm very happy with the movement there on Thursday. It's trading $49.84 this morning, so that's still positive. So Alcoa, winner. Got to be happy. All right, traders, that concludes today's podcast. You guys know what to do. Let's go out there and let's make some green.